Okay, so good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning.
All right. So let me share the screen. Okay, is it visible, guys?
Yes.
All right. Okay, so in the last class, we have discussed about the static files, like how we can work with the static files. And what are the static files? Like your CSS, the JavaScript, or we can say images. So sometime we required to use CSS, JavaScript, or images in our template. Template means in our HTML files. So HTML files we keep inside the template, and static files like CSS, JavaScript and images we keep inside the static folder. So in order to use the template, in order to use the static, we need the configuration. So we have seen how we can do the configuration as well of this static files and the templates, right? So this is what we have seen in last classes. Okay, so let's understand the new thing today. Okay, so today we will try to understand Django templating syntax. After understanding this Django templating syntax, we will try to solve the assignment as well. Okay, we will solve one assignment. Okay, so here I will write the syntax Django syntax, and here we will keep the meaning, right? Okay, so the first one you have seen already, we have already used this particular symbol, curly braces percentage and the curly braces close. Okay, so what we call this syntax? What we call this syntax? So the meaning of this syntax is nothing but template tags. Template tags. That is known as template tag. Okay. So whenever we want to keep the logic, logic is like, for example, if you want to keep if condition, okay, if condition, or we can say whenever we want to load the static, then we can use. Then we can use this syntax, and this is known as template tags, right? Next one is curly braces, and this curly braces. These all we use while writing the HTML code. Okay. So whenever I will write the HTML code, I will frequently use these symbols. So before using them frequently and most of the time, you should know the meaning of each. And this is known as, we call it template variable, right? This is known as template variables. Okay. So whenever we want to use the dynamic data, or whenever we want to inject the data in our template, that time we use this variable template variable, right? We can say to display dynamic data. Why do we use this? To display the dynamic data. Why do we use this? To write the logic. Whenever we will write the logic, we will use this. Whenever we inject the data in our template, we will use this symbol. After that, we have load static. We have already used this load static, right? So what's the mean of load static? Tell Django to load static files. Okay, so whenever we write the code of HTML, that time if we want to use any static like image, CSS, or we can say JavaScript. So you cannot use them without loading the static. So we need to load the static first, and this is we write just after the doc type in HTML. And next is, for example, you are sending a movie list. If you are sending a movie list from the view into the template, so movie list means you have more than one movies. You don't have single movie data, but you have more than one movie data, right? So what you will do that time, you need to iterate it. So in order to iterating it, we have for loop in it. So for item in items. So what does it mean? It means looping through a list in template, right? Okay, one more is whenever we use the image, so how we can use the image. So in order to use the image in HTML, you will write img tag, right? But in src you will write this syntax. Okay, and this is what template tags you will write, and after that we will write the name like static. After that we write the location, nothing but we will write the path, right? So what we call it, we can say what does it mean? It means load image file from static folder. Okay, so this is what we have to know before using the dynamic data. Okay, so I have an assignment as well. Let's try to solve that assignment. With that assignment, we will try to understand more concepts. That is not just an assignment, but the project itself. Okay, so it is kind of project. Okay, so this is what we have assignment, and our assignment name is Django Mini Movie Gallery, right? So in this assignment, what we have to do, we have to create the movie gallery we have to use the HTML, CSS, and Django views for rendering the data. Okay, and here we will understand the proper about the templates and static file work, right? Right. So project name is, what is the project name? Django movie gallery. Okay. So our project name is Django movie gallery, right? And what we have to do, we have to follow the instructions step by step, right? So you can see here we have this instructions clearly written here. Okay, so what is the first task? First is create the Django project. Okay, so we already know how to create the Django project. Then we have to create the application in Django project. We already know how we can create it. And we need to register our application. So we already know how to register it. Then we have to set up the URLs. Okay, so we know how we set up the URLs. Okay, but they are saying we have to create the URLs inside the movie URLs and include it in project. So what they are saying, you have to create project label, I mean application label URL. What does it means? Let me tell you. For example, you have your project. Okay, so this is what, let's suppose this is the movie project. Okay, so in movie project you will see one folder, project configuration, and the folder name will be the same as the project name. Okay, so this configurations will contain, basically we are working with two files here inside this configuration. One is we can say settings.py. Okay, so the next one is urls.py. Okay, so when I'm saying this, so this is what, this URL is nothing but, this URL is nothing but, this is known as project label URL, project label URL. Okay. But whenever you will create your application, okay, so in your application, okay, here you will not see any URL file. So what our assignment is saying, if you don't have any URL file in application, just create one urls.py in it. Okay, and that urls.py, what is the label of this file? That is known as, that is known as application label URL. Getting guys. So what we will do, what they are saying, whatever URL path you are creating, you just create the URL path here for your application. Okay. Create whatever URL path you want to create, you just create here in application label. So how to create URL? URLs is something like that, like home, okay, like movie list, whatever we have to create. I'm just giving an example. So this is what application label URL, right? And include this URL in which label? Project label. So then only you can access your application endpoints if you will use it as a project label. So what I will do, basically what we have to do here, we have to include it. There is one function. Okay. Here you will see one default URL at project label, which is admin, right? So this way. So here you will see one URL which is admin by default. Okay, so this is by default project label URL, right? So whatever application label URL we have created, we need to include them. Okay, so include function is there. With the help of include, what we will say, we will we will tell here whatever our application name is, regarding that we have to write here. So for example, we will write test app dot urls. If our application name is test app, so we will write test app dot urls. So test app is the application name, test app is the application name, and urls is the file which is available inside the url. So what does it mean? Basically, I am linking this file. So I'm connecting my application label URL with project label URL. Okay, so I hope you are understanding. So what is the mean of this line? What's the mean of this line? Set up URLs. So where we have to set up URLs in the application. Application name is movies. Here we have to set up URLs and include in project label project urls.py. So are you getting how what is the mean of project label and what's the mean of application label? If you are getting it, if you are understanding this diagram, so means we are getting complete story. Okay, so this is what we have to understand. Okay, so okay, so after this, what we have to do? After that, we have to create the template folder. Okay, Okay, guys, just give me 5 minutes for a tea break. I'll get back here, and you also take a break for 5 minutes, but don't leave the meeting, right? We will start it. Just give me 5 minutes, right? Just take rest, then come back after 5 minutes. Okay, so let's continue now. So what we have to do after creating the template, configure the templates. We already know how to configure it. Then create the static folder, and that is also we know how to create the static folder. Configure the static folder. Okay, we know. Add dummy movie data. Okay, we will see this. How we can create the dummy movie data. We will see that. Then build views. We will create the view and link CSS and image. Alright, and test. Okay, so what are the endpoints we have to create for this? These are the endpoints we have to create. This whenever you are seeing slash means home, slash mean home URL path, right? We have to create the slash path slash endpoint. Okay, then movie endpoint which will linked with movie list view. Okay, home screen will link with home view, right? It will display some welcome page. It should display some movie list. The response will be HTML type, and here also response will be HTML template type. Okay, or we can keep here also HTML template type. It's up to us, we can do modification accordingly. And here what we have to do, here we have to create one endpoint for individual. For example, if I want to get particular movie detail with the help of movie ID, so I will create the endpoint like this where user can mention the movie ID. Okay, so we will create one more view, movie detail view. Okay, shows single movie detail. Okay, the response type is HTML template, right? For example, someone asking movie in JSON format, so what we will do, we will create one endpoint API movies. Okay, for example, whatever dummy movies data we have created, we have to send that API to others, so we can also do that because in Django we can create the API as well. So this is what view we will create for that movie view, right? And this is what JSON underscore view. This is the view name, and the response type will be JSON. JSON for all movies. Whatever movie we have created, movie list we have created, that we have to return in the form of JSON. So what's the response type? JSON, right? All right. So do it one by one. Follow the steps one by one. So let me just open VS Code. Okay. So here, let's just open the folder. So today, okay, not this one. So today is day 10. Okay, so it is also having assignment. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, yes. Yes, tell me.
Actually, all the images should come, or like all the images should come, or like what?
Uh, you are talking about this assignment.
Yeah.
Yes. So we will create the images. What we will do basically in view, we will create dictionary where we will keep the movie name and image description and all. So on template, we will display the movie name, movie image, movie description, like that we will display, right? Including image as well. Got it?
Can you show how the output should look like?
Okay, so basically the idea is to create this project to understand more about the static file and templates. Templates, I mean Django template text. So the output will look like, suppose here image is coming. This is the image.
Okay, we need to render the HTML page. That's it, right?
Right, right, right. Okay, we will
Okay.
render the HTML page from the view. Here you will get the name, description, and we can add the button if required. So that's the idea. But we will keep more than one images. We have to do this repeatedly. Right. So this should be the output actually. Right. So this is the output one. Okay. This is the output one. You will get one more output. You will get one more output which will be in the form of JSON. So what you will get here? You will get JSON output like. Okay, so here you will get the name. So whatever name it is. Okay, because we have to return the JSON response as well. And we will get the description, whatever the description is. Okay. And the image means we will give the image name. Okay. So this is about one movie, but we have to return all the movies detail in the form of JSON. Okay, so this is what JSON response. Okay, so these are the two expected outputs. Okay, but we will create, we will show the output based on the movie ID as well. So, but mainly these are the two output we have to display.
that is the static data we need to show, right?
Yes, yes,
Not with the database, just uh, hard coding the APIs and showing in the response, right?
yes, yes, yes. It's all about giving the clarity about the static files and dynamic data, whatever we are injecting through the views. That's all. We are not using here any database. We are not calling any API for it. Right. Okay. So now follow the steps and create it according to the assignment. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to create the Django project. So in order to create the Django project, we need to write the command. So first of all, write the command Django admin start project, and the project name we can write as movie project. Okay. So this is the movie project we have created. Now change the directory. Go inside the movie project. So cd movie project. Okay. All right. So we are here inside the movie project location. Now next step is create application. So let's create the application. Py manage.py start app. And what's the application name? Any name we can give. But what they have given, movies. Okay. So the application name is movies. Okay. So movies application folder is created. Now register the application. Register the movie application. Right. So in settings.py, find here installed apps. So we are having here installed app. Here we have to register our movies app. Okay, this movies is nothing but our application name, movies. Next step is set up URLs, right? So we have to set up the URLs for the movie, correct? Okay. But if you will see here, there is no urls.py file. Okay. But if you will see here movie project, here you will get one urls.py file. This is by default available at project level. But at application level, there is no urls.py file. So we need to create one urls.py file. urls.py. Okay, right? So what I will do here, basically, whatever code here written in project label URLs, what you can do, first of all, remove this string. Okay, just take this already written code. This is the project label URL. So from project label URLs, take the code and keep the same code inside the app label URL, right? So we don't have any work with admin. So delete admin from here also. Okay, so we don't need to import admin. So I'm removing this line as well because this is the application level URL. I've shown already to you guys. I've shown already like what is the application level URL and project. So this is what application level. So we are working on application level URL. Okay, all right. So what we have to do, we we have to create here endpoint. So endpoint means we will create one endpoint. If you are not writing anything here, means this is the default page, this is the index page, or this is the home page. Second, we have to create, which is movies, right? Next, we have to create movies and ID. Okay, movies and its ID. So let's take path. Okay, so movies forward slash, we have to write here integer ID. Okay, we are saying whatever user is entering, that is what integer ID. Okay, otherwise you can copy this endpoint and just paste it here. Okay, so this is the endpoint we have to create. And next we have to create API movie, right? API movies path. Okay, so what's the name? Keep the same name. Okay, but we don't need to give forward slash in starting. We can remove it. Okay. So these are the endpoints we have created. Okay, so note one point here. For each endpoint, we have to create a view. Okay, but we didn't create any view as of now, so we will create the view. So where we will create the view? We'll create the view inside the views.py, right now. So inside the views.py file, we have to create the views. Okay, so what are the views we have to create? As you can see here, for this home location, for this index page, we have to create this view. Home view we have to create. So here I will write def and the view name. View is nothing but Python function request. Okay, so as of now I am writing here pass because I am not writing any code. Just I am creating the view name, right? Okay, so next view name is movie underscore list underscore view. Just copy it and keep the view name. This will also take one request parameter, and right now we are not writing code for this. Okay, just pass it. Next view is here we need ID. Okay, here we need two parameters. One is request, second is ID. What is the view name? Movie view, detail view. So one is request, second is ID. And right now pass it. Next, what we have to do? API movie. We have to create movie JSON view. So let's go there and write the view name and just write one parameter which is request and pass. Okay. So we are not writing code here right now, and we are not bothering about the code. What will be the code for each view? Okay. So let's suppose a code is already written. You can suppose it. So once code is written, we have to link the URL. Okay, link the view with URL. As you can see here, this slash should be associated with home view. Movies should be associated with movie underscore list underscore view. So all the views we have created inside the views.py file, and views.py file and urls.py file both are at the same location. So in order to use the views function inside the urls.py file, we need to import here. We need to import here views file. So how to import? So from, you can write dot import which views. Okay, write the file. Why I am writing dot? Because views and URLs both are in the same movie folder. Okay, and for the more clarity, here you can write the application name like movies. Okay, because these views are available inside the movies, right? So now we can link all the functions one by one. Okay, like home, movie, like this. So for adding it, what I will write here, views dot. So these are the views we have. So which view I will associate? Home view. Second is views dot. So which view? Movie list view. Correct or not? Second is movie list view. As you can see here also, movies means list view. Next, movie detail. With this, when we are finding the individual movie report, so we need to link here views dot detail view. Okay, and for JSON, movie JSON view. Views dot movie JSON view. Right. So this is how we have created the endpoint, and we linked successfully each endpoint with each view. Right. So if you will see here, if you will see here, once you have completed once you have completed your all application label URLs, once you have created your application label URL, what is the next step? The next step is you will include your URLs in project label. This is what project label. Okay. At this URL, you need to include your URL. So what you will use? You will use the include function. Okay, and you will write here application name. Your application name is not the test app, but your application name is movies, and you will say use my movies URL. Whatever URLs I have created here inside the application label, use that URLs. So let's just add our application label URL in project label URL. So where is the project label URL? Inside the project configuration. So this is the project configuration folder. Here see the urls.py file. Here we have URL. Okay. So here we need to include one path first. Okay. So what is the path we have to include? I mean not path, but we have to include one function. And what's the name of that function? That function name is include. Right. Then what we will write here? We will create one endpoint here. Okay. Yes, yes, very nice. Yes. So here we will write here empty. We are not giving any endpoint name because all the endpoint names are written inside the application label. Just we need to include it. So how to include it? Just call the include function. Inside the include function, write two things. One is your application name and the file name. Application name and file name. This is what your application name, and this is the file name inside the application. So do this. So movies dot URLs. Okay. Now it is saying it is not recognizing the movie. So what we can do here? Okay, basically it will recognize it. Just we need to use single quotes. Okay, so now there is no problem. So include means it is including movie application and the files which is available inside the movies. So here this file I am talking about. Right? Now what we have to do? We have to write the logic. Once we have completed this, we have to write the logic. So where we will write the logic? Obviously we write the logic or business logic in views. So write the logic for home. Okay. But what we have to do, basically we are creating movie projects. So for the movie, let's create the movie dummy data. Movie dummy data means dummy movie data, right? So what I will do, I will create one movie list. Okay. So we have movie list. Okay. How many movies information you want to write here? You just use the dictionary. For one movie details, hold by the one dictionary. So similarly, I'll create different dictionary for different movies. Okay. All right. And in dictionary, what we write? Basically, we write key and value pair. So here I'll write the key. Okay. Like ID. Okay. And what is the ID? ID is one. Title of the movie. Okay. So title is the key and value is the name. Like suppose Inception. Right. Next movie is okay. Next we can write year. Okay. The year, in which year movie release. So year is, let's suppose, 2010, right? And what is the poster? So poster means, poster, when I am talking about poster is nothing but image. Poster is nothing but image of the movie. So we need to use image here, which is like Inception. This image we will download from the internet. Inception. Okay. So we will not write all the movies detail by ourselves. It is time consuming. Okay. So what we will do, we will ask ChatGPT to create dummy data. Okay. So let's use the AI tool or more, add more movies. Okay. So we got the movies list. Okay. So this is what we got the data from ChatGPT, right? This is the movie dummy data. So we can keep it here, right? So this is the movie dummy data. What we have? ID, title, year, and poster. Okay. But here ChatGPT forgot to mention the extension. Okay, so let's suppose this is PNG. Okay, we will download the images for each this. Okay, so what we will do, we will write accordingly. So let's before writing the, okay, we will see later this like poster related issue. As of now, we know this, we are having this movie dummy data. Okay, now we have to write the logic for the home, right? So what we will do, here we will render the template, HTML template. So return render. What we have to render? first of all write the request argument, and here we have to write movies slash home.html, right? But we don't have any home.html file available. So what we need to do, we need to create the template. We need to create the template folder. Okay, so here I'll create one template folder, templates, and inside the templates folder we will create one application folder, application name folder. Okay, inside this movies I will create home.html. So now we have home.html. Okay. Similarly, what we have to do here, movie list view. Here also we have to return and render. Okay, so request, and we have to write here movies. Okay, render it to which page? Movie underscore list.html. Movie underscore list.html. Okay, so we have to send the movie list as well. So we have this movie, right? Movie data we have. Okay, movie data we have. So we can send this movie data in the form of dictionary. So what we will write here, we will write here key and value. So key is movie and value is also movie, right? But I will keep here movie key in the form of string. So what's the name we have written? Okay, it is the movie. Or let's keep it movies. Okay, so what I am doing here, what I am doing here, I'm basically I'm taking this, I'm I kept this as a value of this key. Okay, so I'm sending this movie details while rendering which template? Movie underscore list.html. Right. So here let's create one more template, which is what? Movie underscore list.html. So let's create here movie underscore list.html. Okay, we will write the code in the next step, but as of now we have to create the templates. Next, what we have to render? Next, we have to write the logic. Okay, so here I am creating. What we have to do? We have to search based on the movie ID. Okay, so all the movies are stored inside the movies list. Okay, so based on, okay, so this movie list, each movie is having its ID. Each movie is having ID. So let's suppose when user said I want movie which is having ID 3. So he is talking about this particular dictionary, this particular movie detail, right? So how I will get to know like which movie user want? So we will say if, okay, ID is equals to user ID, but this ID belongs to what? This one ID is from movie. Okay, this ID is from movie. Okay, means from movie list, and the second ID is from user, whatever user is sending from the URLs, right? So what I will say, but I have movie more than one movie, so I need to iterate through this movie list. So what I will do, basically I will write here for m in movies. Okay, so m is nothing but it will bring one movie at a time. So this is the movie list. So m, first time m will be this, second time m will be this, third time M will be this, fourth time M will be this. Okay, so this is what M is one movie detail at a time. Okay, so now the working of M has been finished. So are you understanding? M means it will bring one movie at a time and it will match with the ID. Movie ID, it will match with the user given ID. Okay, and what we will do after that? Okay, so we will say, okay, let's create one variable also, movie, which is initially none. Okay, so I'm creating what? Movie variable. And movies is what? List. Movie is the variable and movies is what? List. List of movies. So what I will do here, basically I will say if movie, okay, if this condition is true, okay, if this condition is true, then that movie ID I will keep inside the movie variable. That movie information which ID is matching, I will keep that dictionary, that movie dictionary inside the movie variable, right? And I will break. Once I will got it, I will break it, right? Okay. Now what we have to do, we have to return that particular movie detail. Okay. Here in this logic, we are not returning all the movies. We have to return one particular movie object. Either it could be this or it could be this. It's totally depend on movie ID. Okay, so we have to render that particular movie. So return render request, and after that we have to write movies forward slash movie underscore detail, okay, dot html. But movie underscore details html not created yet, so let's create it one. Okay, so movie underscore details dot html. So this is what we have created. Okay, let's come back to the view, right? So while sending this movie information, so which movie we have to display? This movie which is having the ID, means initially it is none, later it will get the movie, okay, that particular movie object which is required to the user. So here I will send that in the form of dictionary. So I will say movie colon movie. Are you understanding, guys? Try to understand it one more time. It's really important to understand this, otherwise you will be confused in the whole project. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, what's the mean of this line? Please try to understand first this line. So I am writing here movies. Movies is what? One list of movies. Okay, list means this list is containing dictionary. This list is containing dictionary, and each dictionary is having one movie information. Okay, so how can I uniquely call this particular object? How can I uniquely iterate this particular movie? So for this I am using here for loop. So movies in M. Okay, M in movies. So what is M? As of now, M is this particular movie. When the iteration will be next, okay, next iteration M will be this. Okay, later M will become this. Okay, and each M is having its ID. Okay, M is nothing but one movie, and this is also having ID. This is also having its ID. So based on the movie ID, based on the individual movie ID, we are checking. So based on the MID means movie ID. We are checking the ID which is given by the user. Okay, because we are getting two parameters. One is request, second is ID. So if this movie ID is matching with the user ID, So inside the movie variable, which is not holding anything as of now, we will assign that movie object. So for example, this is the movie which user is searching. So inside the movie variable, we will keep this movie information, and this movie we will send as a dictionary while rendering the template. Okay, so here what we are doing basically, here we are sending that, okay, fetched movie. Okay, with the help of this id we have find the movie, and that movie we are sending while rendering the template, which is movie underscore details. Okay, so single movie information we are sending. Are you guys understanding this? Yes or no?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, next is what we have to do. Next, we have to return the JSON response. Okay, JSON response means movie, this movie, dummy movie we have to return this movie, but we have to return which response? JSON response. Okay, so we have to write here JSON response, but it is not able to identify JSON response function, so we need to import it. Okay, so we have to import it from where? From HTTP. Okay, so we will write here from Django dot HTTP import JSON response. Okay, so JSON response we have imported. Now it is not showing any error. Now what we have to return? We have to return this entire movie. This movie we have to convert. This is just what? This is a list, but this list we have to convert into dictionary. So what I will do, I will say this is the dictionary, and here the key is what? Key is movies. And what is the value? Value is the movie name. What is the movie name? Movies. So value will be as movies. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so as of now, let's try to understand whether we are getting the JSON response or not. Because for this each view, we need to render some template. But template code we have not written as of now. We have created the templates, home, movie, and this everything we have created, but we didn't write any HTML code inside it. So that's why I will test this endpoint, which is JSON, and we will see whether response is coming or not. Okay, so in order to test this, what we need to do, we need to run the server. So py manage.py run server. The server is running. Just go to this URL. Okay, so which endpoint we have to call? This movie forward slash I mean API forward slash movie. Okay, so we will write here this. So we are getting the JSON response. Okay, means our views and project is working nicely. We are getting this response in the form of JSON. Okay, that movie response we have to use in our templates as well, right? So means here we have to create home.html page. Okay, so it will take just a time, just it will take just few more minutes. Let's complete it, right? So let's give the title. Title is what we can say movie. Okay, we can say, or we can say home page, home, right? and we will write one message. We are not bothering about the CSS much. We are writing this H1, right? Here we will write one welcome message. Welcome to movie gallery, right? Later we will design the CSS. Just as of now we are writing this, and let's write one anchor tag to redirect to the movie page. So movies, okay, and here I will write view movies. Okay. So as of now, let's go here, movies list. Here let's create the HTML5, and this is what we can say, movies. Movies we have, and then what we have to do, we have to display one heading which is movie list. Okay, so before writing more template code here, let's check whether it's working or not. So first of all, check welcome page is coming or not. So for welcome page, we need to write forward slash. Okay, let's, what about movie page? Okay. It will not come because we didn't configure the templates. Okay, that is fine. So for this, we need to configure the template. Okay, we will configure the template later, but let's write the some HTML code here. Right. So here we have to write the title. Okay, so we will say, so H1, this is what it will display, single movie information. So I'm writing ABC movie details. Okay, so all templates is having code. Right now I'm not injecting any code from the view. I just created the template, and for this we need to configure the template. So for configuring this template folder, we have to go to the settings. In settings.py, what we will do, we already seen how to configure the templates. So here we have to create one variable which is templates, template underscore dir, and here we will write the base dir forward slash folder name. What is the folder name? Templates. What is the folder name? Templates. And now we have to keep it inside the dirs. What is the variable name? Template dir. Okay, so let's check whether these views are working or not. So are we getting home page or not? Okay, for that, we need to restart the server. Now go back to the page, refresh it. Why still we are not getting it? What's the problem? Not found. If I kept here forward slash, okay, let's check. There is some problem in URL, I guess. So go to the movie URLs. Okay, so for this, let's remove this from here. Okay, so we are getting the home page. Okay, just click on it. It will redirect you to the movies, but we are not getting movies URL, but movies URLs is there. Let's see what's the problem in movies. Okay, we forgot to mention forward slash. So if you will add the forward slash, now refresh, so we are getting movie page. Right now we are not getting the list because we didn't inject it, but we are getting the page. The next URL we have created, which is, what is the next endpoint we have created? This endpoint we have created. Okay, so instead of writing integer ID here, we will write the ID. So it is saying key at movie is showing one error here. Okay, so this is the error from views. Key error. Okay, so I guess we need to write key in the what we can say in single quote. I guess we need to write key in single quotation. Now go back and refresh it. Okay, so we are getting ABC page, means all the pages we are getting, and one more endpoint we already test that endpoint, which is URLs. I mean, which is JSON data. But for more clarity, let's test it one more time. Okay, so we are getting this also. Okay, so we are getting all the endpoints. Let's work on HTML now. So what we have to do, go to the movie list, because when we are clicking on movie list, we are not getting movie list here. So on movie list HTML template, we have to work. So movie list, here is the movie list, right? So here we have to work. So what I will do here, basically, I will render the movie. Okay, so how to render the movie? At the beginning of this lecture, I told you about this syntax. So, for example, if you will see this for loop, whenever we want to loop through a list, we use this syntax. Okay, for item in items. So instead of item, we will write here for movie in movies. Okay, because if you will go to the views and if you will see this view, movie list view, so we are sending this movies dictionary we are sending along with this HTML. So inside the movie list, what we will do, we will create one for loop. Okay, so for movie, okay, movie in movies. Okay, so what is this movies? This movies is nothing but I'm talking about basically, just close other tabs. I'm talking about this movies. Okay, so from that movies we have to fetch one movie at a time. Whenever you are writing this, then you need to end this. Okay, so for ending this, you will write this syntax. You will say here and for. Okay, so you need to end the for loop as well. So this is known as Django syntax, Django templating syntax. This is not the HTML code. This is not the Python code. This is the Django syntax, Django templating syntax. Right. So what we have to render? We have to render one image. What our movie is containing. If you will see here, if I open one object, it is containing ID, title, year, and poster. So these all of the things we have to display. Correct or not? So these all information we have to display in template. So first of all, we have to display the image. So for image, what I will do, I will use this src. Okay, and this syntax I will write static and this. So let's use the syntax. What's the folder name? Static. Location is, I haven't created any static folder as of now. But remember, whenever we will use images, we need to create the static folder. And we will keep images inside the image. Inside the static, we will create images folder. And here I will keep the image. But which image? Which image we are talking about? We are talking about this image. What's the name of this image? Let's suppose Inception. dot jpg. Okay, jpg. So what is the name of this key? Poster. So what I will do, I will write here, I will not write here, we can say a name directly, but we will take this name from the poster. So I will inject the name from where? From movie dot poster, right? Okay, so whenever we are writing, we are injecting this while calling the image, we need to end this syntax here. Okay, so src static images. Okay, after the image we have to write the image name, and we are getting image name from movies. From movies, one movie information will come. From that one movie, there is a key called poster. So from the poster, we are getting the movie name, right? Okay, after that, what we have to do once we got the movie name, we need movie title. Okay, so for movie title, I am writing here anchor tag. Okay, so as of now, I am not writing anything here, but here I will write the movie title, and movie title we will not hard code it, but we will take from the movies, because movie is containing movie title as well. As you can see here, movie title is there, so we will use the key name. So movie dot title, right? So movie title we will get, and after that we need to get the year. Okay, so we will display the movie year as well. Movie dot year, right? Okay, now what it is saying is static expected empty. Okay, so means there is no static folder we have created as of now. So static folder will create the keep the image. Okay, so let's download the image. Inception movie image. So go to the images and download any image. Okay, let's suppose this is the image. Copy, I mean save the image. Save image as. So where we have to save the image inside the our project, which is 10th. Okay, so okay, we didn't create any static folder, but before saving it we have to create the static folder. Where we will create the static folder? Static folder we will create inside the movie static, and inside the static folder we will create the image folder, images. Okay, and inside the images folder, here we will save that image. Okay, so here we got the static folder. Inside the image we will save. So inception. Okay, right? So here, what is the movie name? Inception.jpeg. Extension is jpeg, right? We have to configure now the static folder as well. So configure the static folder. In order to configure it, we will go to the settings.py and configure it. So in order to configure it, we will create here one variable which is static dir and base dir slash static, right? And at the bottom we will create one variable. Okay, so static files underscore dirs, and here we will keep the static variable name. Okay, so this is how we have configured, but for this we need to run the server once again. Okay, so now let's check whether movie is displaying or not. So static expected. Okay, why it is giving? Sometime it saved the information in its cache. So let's static expected empty. Okay, okay. So whenever we are talking about the static file inside the templates, so as I already told you, we need to load the static. Okay, so we need to load the static as well. So in order to load the static, we will write this syntax which is load static, and where we will keep this syntax after the doc type load static. Okay, so we will keep the load static, and now let's check. So we are getting this movie. Okay, so we are getting this page, right? So what I did, I just write here load static. I forgot to mention the load static. Okay, after configuring the
Okay.
folder static folder, we have to write the load static, and we have to
Okay, Naveen.
ins- I mean we have to download the image. Are you able to see the screen?
Hey, no, for the past 5 minutes, I think the screen is frozen and I
Okay,
think your voice is
due to
breaking too.
network issue, I guess you may access the recording later for that. But let me tell you what I did. Okay, so basically I have created here one static folder which is containing images, and I have downloaded one Inception image. Okay, so for this movie we have download the image, and now for the second movie object we need to download the image which is Dark K Night. Okay, for this movie we need to download the image. So we will download the image from the internet and save in the static folder. So now we have to write the name. So let's just save image as, and where we keep the image inside the images. Okay, inside the static we have images. We are at the correct location. This is our project location. right? And here let's write the name dark knight, and this is the jpg file. So if it is jpg file, so add here dot jpg. Okay, so we have done with this object. Now next is this. For this movie we have to download the poster. So for this movie, what happened? Okay, so let's just take the poster, copy image, I mean save image as, and the name. And this is what jpeg file. So please keep checking the extension of the image, and accordingly we have to mention here. So this is what dot jpeg, right? Next is what? End game. So for end game, let's write here. It is little time consuming actually, but we have to complete it anyhow.
Hello, give same image to all the movies list.
That is also we can do, but it's better to download the image. Otherwise, you can see the list is coming, but without images. If I will refresh, so I will get some images like K-Night images we are having, and this we are getting. For other images, for other movies, we have to do the same. Okay, so we have to do the same for all. Okay, so next thing is, but this page is not looking good. Actually, we are not learning here front end. We are learning here logics. Okay, so we know with the help of this logic, we can easily get what? This movie's rendering. Okay, we are getting all movie rendering. So what I will do basically, I will give this code to the chat gpt, and I will ask chat gpt to design this interface. Okay, so let's just go with the chat gpt. Okay, don't change the logic, but change the ui, and make it more uh, beautiful. Okay, logic will be the same, but he will add some css classes. As of now it is adding what class? I mean embedded css, or we can say internal css it is adding. But later what we can do, we can use the external css as well. So this is what given by the chat gpt. The logic is ours, but the interface is chat gpt's. Okay, so chat gpt is giving like this kind of interface. Okay, so it's been long time to create, I mean for recording this, I mean for this class. So we are ending the class here, and in the next class we will try to complete other code, other remaining part we will try to complete. And similarly also you can try this code. Okay, I have given you the assignment, and you can find this assignment at this location. Okay, so for
Hello.
yes, yes.
If you in detail view, how we will show there will not use for loop, right? Then how to use it?
A detail view.
Yeah,
Detail view
here
means
goes.
you will display one movie information there. So there also you can, you don't need to use there we can say for loop, because we have to talk about one movie as we are I will tell you, just wait, just wait. So first of all, so this is the GitHub link. If you don't have, you just take this GitHub link. I'm sharing this. Okay. And let me just push this code on GitHub. Git. Okay, so if you will open this link, if you will go to this link, you will get the source code. Okay, so if we talk about this detailed movie, so let's check the view of this. So see, here we are here we are passing dictionary. So here see, we are fetching movies. I mean we are getting one movie from the movies. Okay, and that movie, if the ID is matching, then that movie we are storing inside the movie variable. And after that we are breaking. Once we get any movie here inside this, we are breaking it. So means inside the movie variable, we are having one movie information. So that one movie information we have to display here detail view. So here you don't need to write any follow. You don't need to write any follow, but what you can do here, you can write movie dot title. Okay, and you can use what, movie dot uh, id, whatever you want to use, you can use like this. You don't need to use for loop, because whenever we have more than one movie information, then iteration is required. Okay, so you try to complete this assignment by yourself, or in the next class I will try to complete it. And where you will find the assignment, where you will get the assignment? Date n is not in. Should come. Okay, so later I will upload the source code here. Right now I don't know why it is not coming. Right. Okay, so now let's refresh it. Okay, so you will get the assignment 2 folder, and inside this folder you will get the assignment, and inside this assignment movie project, here you will get the code. Whatever we have completed till now, you will get that. Okay, and this assignment 2 you can find in the assignment 2 folder. Alright guys, so thank you for joining this class. Thanks for giving your valuable time. I'm stopping the class here. Bye all of you. We'll complete it in the next class. So here you can see the assignment and you can try to solve it by yourself. And the remaining part of the code which is available inside this day 10, we'll complete it in the next class.